purchase.
What is going on, YouTube? Today we are back in the shop. I know you guys really like the stunt tip build series that I was doing on my buddy Omar's bike here. Stunt tip build series videos that I've been doing, kind of explaining some of the stuff that you guys need to do in order to get your bike set up for stunt riding. Obviously there's stunt parts that you put on the bike, but there's also one very important thing, even if your bike's not going to be a full-on stunt bike, and that would be the clean air mod. So basically what the clean air mod is, if you look at your bike right here, you've got your gas tank. Under your gas tank you have the airbox, and under the airbox you have your throttle bodies that go into the top of the engine. So when you're doing a long wheelie, you have these hoses that are going from the engine into the airbox, and that's to get cool air. But when you're in a wheelie at 12 o'clock, your oil from the engine is going to drain into the airbox and back down into your throttle bodies and basically suffocate your engine, simply put. And you definitely don't want to do that. My boy Omar here likes to do very long wheelies on a closed course, and we need to make sure that this bike is tip-top, because literally this is probably the cheapest mod you can do and the best one for preventing you locking up a motor or anything like that. And realistically it's very simple to do. My buddy Brian636 just did one on his build that he's working on, so definitely check out his channel after you check out this video. That way you have two different insights on it, and you'll be able to knock this out and not have to worry about your motor frying out from long wheelies. Alright, so bear with me guys. Omar's going to be holding the camera. He's not a master with the camera, so it's going to be a little shaky here and there, but we're definitely going to get the mods going. But before I start the video, guys, I just want to show you guys today's video sponsor. They were nice enough to help support the channel, so we're going to go into it, and then after that we'll get right to this clean air mod. Let's go. What is up, guys? It's your boy DankWheelie, and today we are talking about PokerStars Play. So this game is actually available to download for free in the description below. But one cool thing, once you open up this app, guys, you have the bonus wheel that you can go ahead and spin. You go ahead and swipe down. Every time you log into this app, you're gonna get a little bonus. Look at that, $10,000 off rips. So after you go ahead and enter the app, you have the chance to get closer and closer to the jackpot spin. But I'm not worried about that. I'm ready for some tournaments. The cool thing about this game is that you have the opportunity to place bets and play against other players all around the world. And this one that I'm entering is a $50 million jackpot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't know much about Texas Hold'em. My dad tried to teach me as a kid, but I was too busy skateboarding and doing other stuff. But I'm pretty happy about this app just for the fact it gives you the basics and it teaches you everything you need to know about the game itself, and also more than that. As you can tell, it's a 3D style game, and it makes you really feel like you're interactive with the gameplay that's going on. Look at my girl, she said that's how it's done. It said $1,000 wager, I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna go all the way up to $10,000, because that's how we're feeling. Now that you got that ready, just go ahead and drop them cards down and let the game begin. One thing I like about this game is that you can compete with all your friends all around the world. Not only that, everybody has a chance to win. Whether you're not doing too good at the game or you're just doing excellently good, you have a chance to win bonus chips every single day when you log into this game and play. And I'm not a little worried about Big Blind trying to take my money. I like to go big or go home, and I'm definitely not going home. It gives you tips from pros if you're new like me to the whole game in general. You also have the opportunity here to go ahead and chat with other players as well. Ooh, 2 aces, we in there. Yeah, your boy won. Look at that, level 3, people. See, not every game's gonna be a good one, but at least you get the XP or you get the money. So there's always some kind of incentive to look forward to when you're playing this game. I'm already level 3 and I've only been playing it for a couple days now, but I'm already hooked on it, and it's a super fun game. Graphics, gameplay, incentives, all the different bonuses that you can win. There's so much for this game to do. These creators actually took a card game and made it so much more. Leave me a comment of your gamer tag so I can go ahead and join you, win your money. Definitely check out PokerStars Play. Super fun game, free to download, link in the description. And like I said, you're betting some good, solid money, but you're not betting any real money. So that's the fun part of it. You can win some, lose some, and just keep that rush going. Be sure to join me on the game, and we're gonna get back to this bike build later. This is a 2003-2004 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. So this is probably the most popular stunt bike people use other than the Honda CBR F4i. So keep that in mind when you're doing this mod. Generally speaking, it's about the same style modification that you're doing to other model bikes, but this is the bike that we're going to be using, so take it with a grain of salt whenever you're doing your mod if it's a different model bike. Even look up the model bike that you have and see if someone's covered it on YouTube before. With all that being said, I I got Omar here. He's gonna help me hold the camera, and we're gonna get to doing some work on it. So we're gonna take a number 6 T-handled Allen key, and first start off by taking out this tank bolt. We're gonna take off the rear seat, and 636s have this nice little latch. You just pop like that, takes the seat right off. So now we have the tank. Usually there's a bolt in there. We gotta get you a bolt on. Oh shit. So I'm gonna teach you guys a little trick. It's not super fancy, but you guys already know on my channel we're not super fancy over here. Take a ratchet strap, hook it onto right here, one right here. So you got your strap on each side. Get some tension, pull it back. Alright, so we have a bolt in the tank for the time being. Just to kind of catch you guys back up on what we've done on this bike so far, he had stock clip-ons flipped upside down on each side. We went ahead and drilled the triple tree and put dirt bars on it. That was one video. And then the second video that we did was we actually took this minty gas tank, which a lot of you guys hated. We smashed in the gas tank and went ahead and made it into a stunt tank. So now when he's ready, he can start jumping in the tank, doing all kinds of tank tricks. And we also did it to where we punched holes through the center of the gas cap in order for it to still be able to take in gas. So he can still fill the gas tank up, but he also has the option now to sit in the gas tank and all that good stuff. If you guys want to see those videos, there's 2 other Stunt Tip Build Series videos that I did. Definitely put them in the link in the description. You guys can check them out. But now that we're here, we got the airbox. But these airbox have little links that you unbolt. There's 2 bolts, one here, and then one over here. You're just going to loosen those up and pop the airbox right off. You don't have to do it all the way until the bolt's out, just enough to loosen that tension on the clamps holding the airbox onto the throttle bodies. Alright, so that side's loose. Take your time with this, these are very easy to strip. Alright, so you have this one plug right up here. It's a sensor for the airbox. Unplug it, leave it right there on the side. Yeah, so that's a 10mm bolt up top too. Can't forget about that. So now we got the number 10 bolt out here and the 2 3 Allen key spots. We can start to pull the airbox off, but as you can notice, it's still connected by this hose right here. You've got your airbox breather hose right here, which you won't need anymore, and then you also have your crankcase hose right here that goes into the back of the airbox. So now that you have those 2 hoses disconnected, there might be another one laying around here somewhere, and this is going to be for the top inlets that make a T at the top of your bike. So now he's been riding it, so it's hot as. When you're doing a wheelie, the bike's at 12 o'clock. And what that means is everything's kind of shifted. It's not being ridden the way that the bike is designed for by the factory. So with that being said, you can see a little bit of oil buildup right here. And that's a perfect example if you look in there, because when you're doing a wheelie, the oil of the engine's gonna go past this, which realistically, if you're normally riding it, it's not gonna go past here. But as you wheelie, the longer you wheelie, it's dumping oil through here into your airbox, and it has nowhere to go but down the airbox holes into the throttle bodies, and you start to cake up the inside of your throttle bodies, and it drops down into your engine. So simply put, oil is not supposed to flow down your throttle bodies into the engine that route, and that's what makes it suffocate and blows up the engine over time. We're going to use this top hose, disconnect it from the T. This little hose right here is a vacuum cap or a vacuum hose for your throttle bodies. Don't worry about it. We're just going to plug it up with a screw. You'll shove a screw in there, be good with it. Once we take this part off, you've got these 2 inlets exposed. So all we're going to do, we're going to cut this hose right here and shove it right back into this inlet. So it's just going to make a bridge. That way it's super simple, just a bridge of hose right here. This part's going to get sealed up, and then this part is going to get a quick filter from the auto parts store that we have to run and grab. And that's simply it. As for the airbox over here, all those hoses that we just disconnected, we're not connecting back up to it. So we have 1, 2, 3 holes that need to be closed off. And this is a vacuumized system. So all we're going to do is go to the store and get some vacuum caps. That way any air that's going in the airbox is staying in the airbox and no oil is entering the airbox. Alright, so we're eyeballing it right now, just get an idea how much we'll need. That looks pretty good, so we'll cut it right there. Alright, so we basically just want to work this in here. One side's on, and the other side's on. So we used the excess of that T-hose that it came with factory, cut a little strip out, and we just made a T off of it, like so. So now any oil, instead of running through the T into your airbox down into your engine where you don't want, it's just running back and forth to each other, keeping the oil circulating into the engine while you wheelie. And then that means you can wheelie forever now. But we're not done yet. Remember this random little hose that scares everybody? We're just shoving a screw in it because all it's supposed to do is be a vacuumized system. So just keep any air from being able to flow through it, and it's still doing its job as it was originally. Sealed up, good to go. So now all we gotta do is go to the auto parts store. We're gonna get a filter, a hose to connect into here, and after that, some vacuum caps, vacuum cap up the airbox, and we're good to go. Alright guys, so we just hit the auto parts store. We have a breather filter, which is this guy right here. And then we have a 5/16 fuel line. We got 2 foot of it, and then we got another little tiny foot of it. Decide which one we want to use. And then the vacuum caps to go ahead and seal up the airbox that Omar has. So we're good to go. Much appreciated for the help, brother. He took me to the back, let me pick out the private stock of hose over here. $22 for all this stuff, and you won't blow your bike up. I lied, guys. It's another $3 for this mod if you get thirsty. Apparently we had a party starting as we went to the store. Good golly. Alright, so this hose was originally from the crankcase at the bottom. We just took it off so we could run to the auto parts store and match up a line to it, which is your 5/16 fuel line. I put it inside of here. It's clamped on. So we're just going to take this breather filter. We shove the 5/16 end on the other side into it, tighten it down. Alright, so your clamp is nice and tight. So we're just going to take this crankcase hose, run it to the back, right where we originally had it in the crankcase, slide it back on. Alright, so now that's connected, I'm just going to run this filter probably down. I seen Brian ran it under here. That's an option too. Run it right through here. We're actually going to pick these throttle bodies up and shove this part under the throttle body so it's a cleaner look. But as long as you have this oil filter, breather filter up top right here, you can zip tie it through one of these lines and it should be solid right there. So just to reiterate, we've got this connected off. And then we also have the crankcase running all the way up here with the oil filter right there. So now we have no oil from the engine going into the airbox. The last thing that we need to do is put some vacuum caps on the airbox, and then we're complete. We bought the hefty box just to make sure. Let's run your vacuum caps in all the different spots we need them. Bam, this size, bam. Alright, so we took our vacuum caps and we went ahead and plugged in this hole, and this hole. Everything's solid. So now all we gotta do is put the airbox back on top and bolt the bike back up. Make sure it's seated on there right. Bolt up here, the 10mm. You got your plug to plug back in. And then your 3 Allen key that you're going to bolt up these 2 tightening ports, like so. Yeah, that's it guys. Everything's done on it. So now we got the clean air mod done. Very simple. You drop your tank back down, rebolt, your 6mm Allen. Go ahead and toss it right back in the top up here. Slide that. Seat's locked in. Last but not least, your rear seat. Just go ahead and hook it in there. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned something about the clean air mod. I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and do that. It's like $25, but it saves your engine and also your bike, and you can do sweet long wheelies. So if you guys did enjoy the video, learned something today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Like always, keep it dank. Later.
Yeah, I like to keep it mellow. I smoke and keep it mellow. I drink and keep it mellow. Every day I keep it mellow. Every day I keep it mellow.